You're tuned into news across the galaxy where they talk all things LA Galaxy with the Nag Boys. Let's start nagging.
What a ball from Ricky Peach.
News across the galaxy. Keep on nagging, guys. Your sixth-time MLS Cup champion, LA Galaxy.
All right, so we go from Jurgen Shelvik to Jurgen's son to Jurgen's son. I don't have an ending for that joke. Do what you must with it. Welcome to News Across the Galaxy, where we talk
Throw it out.
LA Galaxy. My name's Eddie. I'll be your host today. Surrounded by these asshole Clipper fans. Yeah, sorry, I'm very bitter.
We're not worthy.
If you're not watching this game live, then you don't know why I'm mad. But no, I'm just kidding. They're okay people despite their their team flaw, their whatever NBA flaws. Nice. Thank you for the laugh. Whatever that was. As always, we got Edgar. What up, Edgar?
Hey, what is up, man?
Thank you. Good choice in hat. Willis. What up, Willis?
Yo, we here. We live. Go Clips.
Damn. I like the
Damn.
clips. On the ones and twos, we got a Chuyaso. On the Chuy.
Hey, what up, what up? Hey, go not Lakers.
Nice.
I'm not a Laker fan, just FYI. I'm not a Clipper fan.
Spurs.
Not a Clipper fan either.
Yeah, he hates the Clippers too, so don't worry.
And sideline reporter. We got a Yoron. What up, Guti?
What did you just call me?
El Machon.
I'm out. Hey, cut it, bro. I'm out.
Remember.
We got el ya no quiero Pokemon cards.
Hey, you might know Guti from the TikToks in Costco. Oh, they're poking little kids.
Getting beat up to get Pokemon cards.
Yeah, battling to pull a $30 holographic and shit.
You should put your hat backwards, Guti. Put your hat backwards. Did you not learn anything from Ash?
Yeah, seriously. But anyways, hey guys, welcome back. You know, just like TikTok, we weren't here.
Yeah.
We weren't here. Now we're back again. I don't know what else going on.
Facts.
Long day. Anyways, we'll get it going. I'm warming up here. So, a few things happened since the last time we were here. I think now one of the things that we were waiting for and a little nervous about, right? We talked about Jurgensen being signed and what that meant for the LA Galaxy and their defense. Was Maya Yoshida coming back or not? That was a big question. If you follow him on social media, you saw he was doing, it seemed like a tour of different teams. You're like, oh shit, he must be going back. But no, Yoshida is here to stay. Maya Yoshida has signed a 2-year deal, it seems like, through the 2026 season. Guys, now it looks like our center backs are done, right? Or some of it hasn't been signed yet either, I believe.
Not signed yet, no.
But now we have Jurgensen, Garces, and Yoshida in the lineup. We're probably missing like one piece. We assume it's gonna be a depth piece, right? If not Sabaleta type. Guys like this 2-year deal. You guys, what do you guys think? 34. He'll be 34 now. He'll be 36 by the time this contract expires.
Well, real quick, Galaxy kind of botched his announcement that he resigned. It's like this guy was at Dodger Stadium helping out. People were asking him, "Hey, glad you're back," and he was just like, "Yeah, I'm glad I'm back too," and stuff like that. So it's like Galaxy just put it out there, put the graphic out there before he goes publicly and starts talking to people. Like, just throw it out, bro.
I mean, but no, bro, the Galaxy are known for doing that though.
Yeah.
They're known for that. They're known for taking forever.
Yeah, that's true.
We find out before the Galaxy announces it.
It,
That's been their thing.
yeah,
The-
it's the day and age of the internet, Joe. You act like this has never happened
no,
before.
that's why. Like, just have it. Just release it. Release it. He's gonna be there with fans, and the fans are gonna ask him. So just put it out there. Hey, yeah, he's back in the
Yeah,
team.
yeah, I'm with you. Release it in the morning. That way he has time.
Yeah,
I
that
think
way. That way, that's not a question people ask him.
I think the reason that they didn't say anything was because I think I mentioned it last week that because of the fires and everything that's going on, they kind of like were holding back on making announcements because we didn't hear about the the announcement for Zanka until this week. So
No,
they
well, that's
Yeah,
the
that's
thing,
true.
right? He was helping out. He was in that at Dodger
yeah
Stadium helping out, right? So
yeah
people have videos of him. People talk to him and stuff, and it's like just release that he is back in the team.
And before you guys give your comments on it, correction, my notes are wrong here. He's 36 now, so he'll be 38 when this contract expires.
That's all right. I'm
Uh,
38.
oh, damn, Chewy.
Yeah,
You're not,
must
I
be
thought you were like
obvious.
45. Oh my god, pobrecito.
I'm glad to
uh,
know you're younger. Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah,
yeah.
Chewy, for letting me know.
no
But
problem.
I mean, it makes a difference for me. Those 2 years in soccer years are, a lot different. So
Yeah, I can see how
he's,
you play Sunday League, bro. I
I don't.
definitely can tell.
Jokes on you, I don't. And
Exactly.
uh,
Exactly.
anyways, he is our starter, right? Yeah, last year was great. He was the Iron Man last year, but Father Time is undefeated.
Yep.
So 36 now.
37 next
I'm a
year.
little, I'm a little skeptical on that one. You guys, does that change anything
So
for you guys?
it does. Definitely does for me. I, for one, coming in before they give him the extension, I felt that they really need to analyze and really think about if they wanted to give him an extension because of what you just said. Father Time is undefeated, so he's 30. What you said, 36 now.
30,
By the end
36.
of by the end of the contract, 38. These are gonna be probably his last years playing as a professional footballer. He could retire at the end. Um, where a lot of players around this time usually start to fall off. So, did you really want to sign a player who is over the hill?
Yeah.
And that was my concern, and it's been my concern, and it's also, spoiler alert, my concern with our future signing as well that we just made.
What about uh? What about you, Edgar? Sorry, got distracted.
I think this is more of a signing to get ready for the Champions Cup, and also it's to keep the fans happy. I also feel that uh, to bring in a new center back into the team and then have to figure out a way how he's going to work into the defense where you have Mayoshita there and now as the captain. Um, and everybody knows what to expect from him, and everybody knows that he's the one running the show back there. He's calling the shots. So having to bring a new person in there, especially when you're making a run for the Champions Cup, is going to be very difficult. So having him, re-signing him, kind of makes sense in that sense. I mean, I'm sorry, I keep repeating myself. It makes sense because you're trying to make that Champions Cup run. You're trying to keep fans happy, and you're also trying to make sure you don't have to completely redo your entire defense. Especially also because once the season starts, not having Ricky Puig there in the middle, taking some of that pressure off the defense when he carries the ball up the field is going to also be a little bit difficult. So having Yoshida there at center back kind of gives you a sense of security because you know what to expect from him. You know what issues he needs to work on, and hopefully they address those in the offseason. But do I feel like he's going to fulfill all 2 years? Probably not. I don't see him pulling all the minutes that he did last season. It'd be kind of foolish to expect him to do that, but that's okay. That's why Galaxy is has a lot more depth at center back. Look at our center back situation now compared to what it was 12 months ago when they were paper thin on the back, and now they have some pretty solid people back there. I mean, we're gonna be missing Jalen Neal. that's okay. That ship has sailed. But
He's not
I
missing.
think that
He's
they're
gone.
okay.
You're a good little tree. But you know what? There's also the details that we don't know, right? The money, the price.
Yeah.
So that's also very important, right? What if Yoshida was just like, "Fuck it, I'll take this major pay cut," and we all assume we're gonna get
Ooh.
one more player, right? What if it is like a decent center back coming in? Although I don't think Jurgensen or whatever Zonka
Sanka.
Sanka.
came cheap, right? So
No.
Probably not as expensive as we think.
I don't know, to get a guy to move his whole life across the pond can't be that cheap. So I'm more of the
True.
I think we'd be surprised of how much we paid, like on the higher end, than actually what we saved. That's my opinion. It's gonna be like one of a disappointing surprise. Let's put it that way. Like, ah, fuck, we paid what?
Well, that's one of the things that I was kind of alluding to before the show when I was talking to you guys. The free agents who are available. There's a center back who I think could definitely be a great piece, which would be Jonathan Mensah, which is still available. MLS vet
Well,
could be.
actually, you know what? Let's talk about that, right? I kind of want to go through these two real quick, and then we'll get to what I want to talk about free agency, and we'll combine it with something else here because I think it's something very interesting. So the Galaxy also did sign San Jose's keeper. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. Edgar, how do you say his name?
JT Marcinkowski.
Thank you.
Woo-wee! Nailed it. Let's go.
It seems like he was out for the most of the season last year. I'm assuming we got him at a discount, right? Broken goods clearance price, and then the Galaxy.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. And the
I got
Galaxy
some
brought.
information on him for you.
Hold on,
But
hold on.
hold on, bro.
And the Galaxy
Ooh.
also brought back Brady Scott. Uh, just outside looking in, do you guys think this spells the end for Mikovic?
Most likely.
They
Most likely
should.
has to. Why are you gonna have four keepers on the
Or
roster? I mean,
Oh,
or
I think Brady Scott is
or
more of a Coachella
Brady,
keeper.
or
Brady Scott is more of a G2 keeper.
There's no more
okay.
G2, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you don't
Nah,
sign him to Galaxy.
Yeah.
um,
It
but
could
look,
be.
oh,
Why are you gonna
oh,
keep three keepers then if he's not gonna be part of it?
yeah. What if it's the end of McCarthy salary dump? We don't.
Oh, but
Not
McCarthy's
so.
cheap though.
Is he? I don't know. What if Mikovic is cheaper? I'm not totally mad at
No,
McCarthy leaving. I'll tell you right now, because
all of a sudden.
no, I'm not though. You don't think Mikovic is serviceable? If
He,
there's
he,
there's a difference from one
he's
year
definitely a
to.
downgrade. Definitely a downgrade.
Is it,
I don't really
how
think
much
it's a
he's still
downgrade.
gonna develop, right?
Hmm.
So the thing is with our situation now, it isn't like when we had Bond and when we had Klinsman, right? Like, yeah, you
Mm.
needed that one or two good ones saves, right? McCarthy isn't a lights out keeper. He isn't like he was definitely an upgrade from Bond, but then Bond started showing his flaws after our man crushes went away, right? We all realized like, oh, this keeper ain't what we thought he was. But McCarthy ain't it either. It's not like he's something special. I think this
That's what I
defense,
No.
told you guys too.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I've
no,
been
I mean
mentioning that.
it's known, right? It's just the set pieces where
Yeah.
is where most of those goals came from on got scored on us. So there wasn't many games where you're like, oh, thank God we had McCarthy. We would have not won that without him. So hey, I don't
I
think
think
it was.
Mikovic is more. I think Mikovic is more expensive though. That's one of the. That's probably why they're trying to
Is he?
get keepers in. I think so.
Oh,
I think they brought him in at like a
Uh,
almost a
I
1
have no
million
idea.
way to
Honestly.
burst my
salary.
way to burst my bubble.
I'm just saying. I think that's why they wanted to keep Mikovic as long as possible. But seeing as you just mentioned that we don't have that same issue as we did when we had Bond, that our defense was leaking, then they don't really
Yeah,
need at a big of expensive as goalkeeper as they would have with that defense that they had before.
yeah.
So maybe that's why they're trying to dump ways
And
that
then,
it can.
and to address the chat from Sammy, when do they release the money information? That's usually towards the
Never,
end.
never.
Yeah, towards the end of the season, right? That's when everyone's like, oh, damn, all
That's how
right,
much he was making.
yeah. Edgar, your thoughts? And you said you had some information on the San Jose keeper.
Well, I have a sense that the fact that they have four goalkeepers now, it's going in line with a lot of the decisions that they're making in the offseason, which is trying to add depth to certain positions. And it's because I think they're preparing not just for the Champions Cup run, but also to make sure they have enough serviceable bodies to deal with the MLS regular season, as well as the U.S. Open Cup if they are one of the teams that will participate, and also the Leagues Cup. There's a lot of football ahead for Galaxy this season, and to say that one player is going to stay perfectly healthy the entire season, it isn't a thing, right? So being able to have that many people and being able to rotate them in and out and see which ones stay and which ones don't, it's kind of it's kind of it makes sense to me. Like I said, right now the focus is on getting everybody up to speed so that way they can get ready for the Champions Cup, which we've already agreed on, right? All of us that's number one focus, and then getting back to MLS Cup two. I mean MLS Cup is number two, and then any other trophies maybe number three, like a Leagues Cup or a U.S. Open Cup if they're in it. But as far as JT Marzinkowski, I reached out to our good friend Saz. He covers the earthquakes. Um, he wasn't able to talk to me live, but he did send some notes over. This is what he shared. He said, Marcinkowski will make 3 to 5 serious fuck ups throughout the year, and they may cost you a few goals. He's coming back from a horrendous leg injury, and we haven't really seen him play in like 2 years, probably. He had really good positioning and wasn't afraid to come out, but wasn't a sweeper keeper. He's not the biggest goalkeeper, but a great shot stopper. He doesn't always catch the ball, but is great at blocking it. And then he added that it's hard to judge him because he made some great saves for the Earthquakes, and stats wise, he was also great. But San Jose also had some of the worst defense in the league, so it's hard to tell.
And I mean, he's cheap too, so just
Let's
A
just
lot of
Um,
Earthquakes fans were also sad to see him go. I don't know if you guys saw when Galaxy announced he was being signed. They were like, "No, not him."
but
So
but
I
it's
mean, he hadn't played in 3 years, 4 years,
but it's
going on
but it's
5.
but it's like the San Jose fans are sad to see him go, but it's like look who they got. I mean, losing their best, who's their best player. It's like
I get this sense.
take that as you will, right? It's they're a shit team, so
I mean, let's be honest, man. With everything we've seen the Earthquakes do in the last couple of weeks, they kind of leapfrogged LAFC, considering what LAFC has not been doing.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
but
It should make things interesting in the
yeah,
Cali games.
yeah. And then we'll get to the another Bingham. Tony says, uh,
I don't think he starts. He'll play the side games, the things
no,
we don't
I
get
don't.
free tickets for,
That was gonna be playing in Ventura. Don't worry.
pretty much.
I think that's what Brady Scott is for. No?
That's even if he can dress, dude, because he's still listed as an injury. So
Yeah. Hey, and
Dang.
then shout out to the kid. Shout out to the kids.
to the
Fucking
baby G's,
yeah, baby G's. Galaxy signed Academy players Riley Delgado and Jose Papa Pepe Magaña, and
Cool.
Owen Pratt and Vicente Garcia to homegrown contracts. Congrats to the kids.
nice,
Hey,
very
let's
Uh,
nice.
go.
yeah, let's see. We get hopefully they get to get some minutes in there. Like Edgar said, we got a packed schedule.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen a few kids come through here. Jalen was a homegrown. Jalen's moved on. He got a new deal. So
Very nice.
there is.
Coachella, I
There
think
you go,
Coachella.
Coachella.
Yeah, Coachella for sure.
Yeah. It's dope to see that there is a pipeline, right, from the academy to the galaxy, and where you could say we're an actual club, right? That's what it takes to be a club, not just calling yourself a club, like all the other new MLS teams when they come in.
And put FC at the end of it.
Yeah, SC, whatever, still fake as fuck. Uh, and then I wanted to get into a little bit more about the free agency and also talk about the news that the MLS dropped. the new MLS rules, making us a little less MLSy, right? It's pretty interesting. It's the MLS rule, the cash for player trades, where now you can go out of pocket and pay money for players like the rest
No
of the world.
way.
Yeah, just like the
No
rest of the world.
way.
You're limited. You're limited to two players a year. It looks like.
Of course.
Let me see. Yeah, hey man, it's a start, right?
It still counts
You
towards
could do
your
it, but only twice. Ah, fuck.
Yeah, no, and it's pretty crazy, right? The fact that it's
that it's allowed.
I never thought. Yeah, so I guess the way I want to say is like I never thought about it until we made this rule. I'm like, oh shit, we can't do that. Like
That's what the GAM was for. That's what the GAM is
yeah,
for.
yeah, but it's done all over the world, right? Like
Yeah.
it's crazy that well now we can do this. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. It's gonna be interesting to see what some of these first moves are. AEG's got those bottomless pits of money. So let's see if we're one of
Facts.
those, yeah, one of those teams that utilizes that, right? We could talk about center backs, like you said. What if, like Spenny said
Mm.
on one of the chats, let's go out and get Walker Zimmerman. Fuck it, like what can the Galaxy do? What will they do now that we have more ways to acquire players, and with someone like Will Kuntz in charge, this
Oof.
is this is gonna be fun.
The chef gonna be cooking, bro.
We
Chef
got
gonna
more.
be cooking.
They gave him more ingredients.
That's cool. I like it. I like it. I don't like that it's only two players, but little by
It's just
little, I think MLS is gonna start being more leaning on these things and kind of getting to what the rest of the world is doing. And it's just because the league has been slowly growing. So in order for that to happen, you need all these small market teams to be able to compete and make it exciting instead of just being that whole like in La Liga where it's just fucking Madrid and Barcelona and everybody
yeah.
else. You know what I mean? So I think that's the reason why they have the structure the way it is now. But little by little, as the league keeps growing, I think these monopoly money structured uh, things are gonna start falling off little by little. So, and that's when it's step in the right direction. I feel.
How long? And I'm gonna ask you this, Edgar, too. How long does that last, right? Because at the end of the day, all of us here want to compete with the rest of the leagues around the world. We love MLS. All of us here,
Hmm.
uh, except Levas, right? But the rest of the MLS we love. But you look around the league and you look at the owners, right? We're starting to get some real owners here with money. I think we're getting closer and closer to that where it could be balanced. Like it's really going to be up to the owners to want to spend the money. Obviously, there's still like smaller market teams that don't have that money, but I mean, you got like Robert Kraft here involved. You've got obviously us and AEG. You got New York City FC who has money. You have Seattle, who has owners from the Seahawks. Inter Miami, I'm not sure who their owners are, but they got money, right? If they're bringing in people like Messi, so you're
Hmm.
getting some real high rollers here. The Red Bulls obviously got money, and I just wonder how long Edgar do you think is going to be? How do you like this role starting with just two? How long do you think it's going to be till they see that as a success and they expand it to maybe a couple more spots, or just know as you will, whatever you got, go for it.
First of all, how about those Clippers? Final score was 16
And
Clippers.
we're
Wow.
moving on to
I
Willis.
cannot believe
Anyways, Willis.
that.
So like,
So no, I think I think MLS is so adamant to not commit some of the same mistakes that the old NASL did, that they're willing to try things, right, that we see as possibly normal in other leagues, but experiment to see how they do first, little by little, right? We saw it when they started changing some of the rules in the game, and then, like, for example, before we had the countdown clocks, right, which was really weird, and then slowly they started incorporating more rules to bring MLS up to speed with the rest of the world. So I think this is another step in that direction, but they're trying to be careful about it because, like you said, in MLS, yeah, there's parity across the league, right? Seemingly, right? Depending on who your owner slash investor is, because in the end that's what they are, single entity, uh, Major League Soccer, right? And so I think they don't want it to be like in Formula One, where like you have some teams that just have so much money they can afford the best equipment and technology for their teams, along with the best drivers and the best pit crews, and they're always going to win. They're always going to be in the top, and I think they're trying to avoid that. So because one of the best things that this league has to offer is the fact that anybody could be a champion from one year to the next, depending on whether or not you're making the right moves. I mean, look, like I said last week, you look around the league and everybody's looking at LA Galaxy and they're like, wow, look, they did it. They were able to turn things around from a disaster into a cup, within like 12 to 18 months. Why can't we do it? And now you see a lot of teams are going out there and trying to land big names or important players so that they're the next ones that are going to be fighting for a cup.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, it's funny you say this is the league where anybody can win. Yeah, tell that to the Red Bulls, Dallas, and
Just those two guys,
and
man.
the
Just the two of them.
And the Revs.
Oh, the Revs.
Fuck the
Oh,
Reds.
Who
poor
else is
Revs.
there? How many original clubs haven't won?
Just those three.
That's it.
That's it.
Well,
Oh
Dallas won, didn't they?
no,
Dallas. No,
Dallas
I
lost in
said
the
Dallas
final.
never won.
They went to the final though, right?
Mhm.
They went to the final once.
Yeah.
No,
Yes,
twice. They
Colorado.
lost twice. They
It
lost to
was with
Colorado.
Pescadito, right?
No, they didn't
Was
go
it
with
once with
Pescadito.
Pescadito
No,
before?
after I think
No, no,
After.
they only been in the final once, and it was like the lost to Colorado.
Colorado, where that guy tore his ACL to win the game.
Yeah.
Oh
Hey,
shit.
if you're gonna tear your ACL, do it winning, right?
That's one way to do
Do
it.
it to win the game.
That's one of the worst MLS Cups. That one and the Kansas's first one was terrible.
That was okay. Tony Meola,
Eh,
fantastic game
mm-mm. No,
as a goalkeeper.
mm-mm. It was bad. The goal was poor, and then the game was just like, yeah, no, it was not fun. It was like
Snooze fest.
it's the one you don't want to show people when you try to sell them on MLS. What
This
happened?
last one was though. This last one was.
Yeah, what happened in the year 2000? Not really. Let's move on this way. But yeah, no, exciting stuff with the new rule. Let's see who's down to splash some cash.
I hope we
Uh,
are. I hope we definitely do within the
we have
league.
we have to. We have to. You know what sucks though? I was gonna say we have to because we've always like been like the people like to
Pioneer.
the pioneer, right? But now it's like Miami's kind of involved too. It's like how much of this rule
True.
is to help Miami get into the MLS Cup, and Don Garber can have his wet dream come true with Messi lifting the MLS Cup.
Oh, Donnie. Oh, Donnie in his dream. Donnie's dream.
But looking around the league, right, and these things that are happening, it's getting interesting out there, right? You got a lot of rumors circling around. You got Neymar to Chicago. Apparently
Hmm.
Berhalter and crew were out in Saudi Arabia trying to make that deal happen. LAFC is losing players left and right to Liga MX as well. Atlanta is seeming to be reunited with Miguel Almiron soon, and I believe they're looking at another
Ooh.
player. Charlotte is close to signing Premier League veteran. Veteran.
Wilfred Saha.
I know. It's just so much.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Premier
man.
League legend.
And Philly, and things just keep getting worse for Philly, man. Banned from registering any new signings in 10 secondary window.
You guys want to
Uh,
know why that happened, dude? It's the
what?
funniest thing, dude. It's something so stupid. It's only $700.
Oh,
Um,
What?
so this is what happened. Okay, um, so a newspaper in the Philly, they were like, "What the hell happened?" Right? So initially, Philadelphia Union signed a player from Venezuela called Jose Riasco. He was from Deportivo La Guardia in March 2022. But there wasn't more than just a transfer fee. FIFA has like this rule that a small percentage of the payment goes to the youth club that first developed the player as a reward for the club's work, right? Apparently, the union profit from this every time one of their academy products changes clubs abroad, so that's good for them. But in this case, In this case, the club in question was a club from Guyana. Guyana is a small South American nation located in the north coast. So yeah, it was a club called Mineros de Guyana, and the amount was a mere $700, and
Jesus.
it took Union so long to track down a way to pay Mineros that by that time it was too late. A lawyer having contracted by the club and flagged it to FIFA, who said, "No, you guys are banned, and you guys can't make any moves for the next three transfer windows." So
Well, to be
That's
fair, they don't really make any moves anyways. But still,
that's
somebody,
embarrassing.
yeah, exactly. Somebody got to be on top of that for $700. Come on.
Someone's got to have that pocket money, bro, up there in that front office, right?
Ooh, getting rich,
Oh,
$700.
700 bucks? Can I sell you? You know, something, dude.
You think
Something
seriously,
maybe
is,
they
man.
did? Maybe they did it on purpose. They're like,
yeah,
oh yeah, you can't contact me. I don't
that's a
have an address.
that's an interesting case out in Philly. Like, what's going on over there? I used to like really like what they were doing out there. That's one of the fun,
Yeah, Jim
fun
Curtin
things.
leaves, and all of a sudden everything falls apart.
And maybe it's Jim Curtin pocketed the 700 bucks.
Hey, he's like, I'm out of
That
here.
was his plan this entire
Oh
time.
shit. Um, no, but talking about Jim Curtin, we talked about vacancies and coaches available. What's the deal with him? I mean, it's pretty impressive what he was able to do out there. It doesn't look like he's gonna land in MLS, right? With all the jobs being taken, that
All the jobs have been
guy,
taken. Yeah.
yeah, that guy's gonna. He can't stay unemployed. I think. I don't feel. You think he gets like the?
I feel
I
like
mean,
I feel like he'll probably get hired sometime when the season, in mid-season. Watch one of these teams.
Yeah, he's waiting for that Chicago job. That one's always empty.
he
That's funny, dude.
he played for Chicago, so you
I
know.
feel. I mean, Chicago going Chicago. So
Hey, would you guys be shocked if this is the year when Kansas City's like, "That's it, we've had enough. You're out of here,
Peter
Vermees," and they
Vermees.
kick him out?
I mean, listening to Cavincho, it feels like
they
uh
probably
Ke-
are.
no, Peter Meese has just some kind of fucking hold on there. He can't they can't just let him go just like that. Like he has to
He's
basically fire
like a
himself.
tick. He's like a
Yeah.
garrapata. He's just
Nah,
buried
you
there.
know what? That organization, the way I feel it is just not organized. Like they gave him too much power.
Yeah.
It's like the nag of MLS clubs, bro.
Well, to be fair, he did make it work in the first couple of years that he was there. So after that, when they gave him all the power, it's just kind of little
Yeah.
by little started.
But he's a guy that lost his mojo. Like, we all
Yeah.
respected Vermees here
But
too. It's
it's
just
either that or there's too much work. That could also hurt him. He
yeah.
probably runs a lot of shit that we don't know about. And dude, that
Yeah.
could just ruin, the coach on the field.
I think Kansas City tried really hard to land Cristiano Ronaldo, and maybe they put all their eggs in that basket, and they were like, "This is it. This is what's going to turn our whole fortunes around." And Cristiano's like, I don't care about your money. I want the oil money," and he went to Saudi Arabia.
I wonder how that
So
sales pitch went. Like, hey, you don't want to come to Kansas? Like, you ever seen like the Wizard of Oz? And that's what it's trying
I, you know they had to have mentioned it at least. At
He
least.
probably would have been like,
I
"What's
mean, to be fair,
Kansas,
Kansas
bro?"
City is not that bad. It's a nice sized city, but it's nothing like L.A., New York, or Chicago, for example.
Yeah, but well, Philly seems like to be the biggest losers this offseason,
Oof.
in my opinion. Right? San Jose is looking like the biggest winners so far.
Hmm.
The Bruce effect is happening pretty quick. That's another scary one. Bruce and bending the rules and figuring out the rules. He now has access to this new.
What do you think he has in plan with that new rule? Sheesh.
I
But
know.
the
He's
the
gonna
thing
be
is, does
he's gonna be
does
poaching.
does Earthquakes have the money to help Bruce?
I mean,
I've
yeah,
said this before though.
Oh, they have to,
But I've
bro.
said
They
but
have
I've
to.
said this before. Bruce is not dumb. He's not gonna go out there and just sign with anybody. He goes there
True.
and he made Edgar, you can back me up on this, right? Someone made the comment how Robert Kraft probably has never met any of his fucking players. And when Bruce went out there and they signed, I think it was Carlos Hill or something, Robert Kraft was there for the signing and everything, holding the
yeah,
jersey. That's like never been done. So Bruce is not a guy that's just gonna go and like, with just false promises and like, you know, good luck doing what you can with this. So They put up a new gate already, bro. You guys seen that? They already put up a
What?
new gate at their training
What the fuck?
facility. They
Dude,
built
Kraft
a
just
training
happened.
facility for the Revolution when Bruce was there too.
Dude, let's just be honest, dude. Bruce just happened to be there the day that they got. I mean, Kraft just happened to be there the day that they brought in Gil, and they're like, "Come on, photo op." All right, all right. Who is this guy? He's a new water boy for
He
the
didn't ask.
revolution.
He just like
For the
whatever.
Patriots.
Robert Kraft's like, oh, I gotta take these pictures with these fans real quick. I'll be
Yeah.
back.
Oh,
He has no
they,
idea
they
who the
just
fuck.
they just want you to sign some stuff. You're
By
signing
the
his
way,
check, sign his shirt.
anybody wondering about whether or not the earthquakes have money? It's John Fisher, the guy who like pretty much like starved the Oakland A's to death by not
Yeah.
spending anything on them at all. So of course he's got money.
Hey, what
I
if this
mean,
is what if this is uh part of the deal where the dude was like, all right, Bruce, I need you to help me with this project. We're about to move this team to Vegas. Let's get them. Let's get them ready.
Oh
oh
shit!
no,
Yeah, because that's a
he
fear
could
they
move the
have out
earthquakes
there.
there, man.
That's a fear the fans have out there, right? That this guy
Well,
because he's moving the A's, right? Or he moved the
well,
A's.
well, that's the thing. You know what I heard? We'll go back to this real quick because I mentioned it before, where there's a fear around MLS right now that teams that are not being run well. The ownership is waiting for the opportunity for MLS to announce that there's going to be another expansion team, and then they could sell their club to get that expansion fee, and then have the team move there, which is real shady thing to do.
I'll give you my fear because I like the idea of big city teams, doing well and having a team in those cities, right? It's a good look. It's dope to travel away to these teams. The one thing that worries me, is Chicago. Chicago is just like whenever you watch that shit on TV, it's just sad. Right? They
Yeah,
moved from their own stadium, which they couldn't fill because it was away from the city. Yada yada yada. I remember them moving to whatever the state. I forget the stadium, Soldier
Soldier
Field.
Field.
Now, and they did the $25 sit anywhere deal, and
Oh what?
they signed like Shaqiri, and it still didn't work out. They might not have the marketing team for soccer there or something, right? It's a big
maybe
city.
some.
Big cities like to win. Big city like
Mhm.
big stars, right? I guess the next obvious one, because of the Polish population, is they got to be aggressive for Lewandowski. They've got to be very aggressive in going after him. Chicago needs a lifeline. They got Berhalter again. I'll say it again. I do believe that Berhalter's a good club coach, and I think that's gonna go well. But what's happening outside the field is where they gotta worry.
Well, I'll give you a little insight on that because we spoke to our buddy Nick, who covers Chicago last season, and we asked him about that. Like, hey, what's going on? Why is the team such a mess? And he said, with the new ownership group, they've actually tried very very hard to market the team to Chicago fans. They're doing all these programs to try to bring fans into the stadium. They're doing all these really good things, reaching out to the community. He's like, it's just the team isn't good. He goes, they're not attractive. Like, you can bring all these people to the game, but if they don't play well, who's gonna want to come back? He goes, it's not that they don't have diehards. They obviously do.
Yeah,
It's just they want to attract the people that come maybe once or twice a year, right?
I
Or the casuals, and they're not able to attract them because they haven't been good in so long. So now going after a guy like Neymar immediately gets attention, and then maybe they can land him. Maybe they can land a few more pieces, and all of a sudden you have a contender.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna actually ask Kuti about something right now, right? So there's proof that this works, right? We've all were here and saw what was happening in Columbus, the old stadium. You watch some games, even when they were doing good on TV, it didn't look good, right? Like the attendance and everything pre relocating their stadium, right?
Dude, the
The whole
scoreboard caught on fire.
yeah, scoreboard caught on fire, and that wasn't because they were scoring a lot of goals. They just did. It's freaking cold out there. But the point is that it looks sad. I remember when is it Prescott? Was that his name? Right,
Who?
Anthony Prescott.
the guy that was gonna move him.
Yeah.
So when
No,
when
it's
that
not
was,
Prescott.
what
I'll
is
tell
his
you his
name?
name right now. Keep going.
Is it not Anthony Prescott?
Well, whoever it was
the crew.
that was gonna move.
They were gonna move into Austin.
Right. Okay. That it was
It's
Prescott.
Anthony
Whatever.
Precourt.
Precourt.
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
same
Yeah.
shit.
Whatever.
Okay, so
Prescott, Precourt, same.
I like Prescott better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Prescott sounds better.
Let's just say Prescott.
All right. Let's just call him
Precourt.
Prescott for this.
Precourt's
For
a
this.
scumbag, man.
So I
It's
remember.
still an Anthony, so it's okay.
Yeah, I remember watching. I remember like this unfolding and looking at it, and then like save the crew, save the crew. I was like, yeah, save the crew because they're original. But I was like,
Do we
fuck it.
need
If they move, it's like it's not the worst loss because I mean it does. It's not a good look right now. And
But thank God they did save it though. 'Cause,
yeah, and then they
you know,
saved it, and I don't know who the no owner is, but shout out to them. They have the formula. Like
Yeah.
it could be done in a city like Columbus. They built a new stadium. They just like they rebranded. They figured it out. So there's no way you can't. You're telling me that it can't be done in a city like Chicago.
Yeah.
It has to be done. And Chicago's, oh my god, how many times have they fumbled? Do you guys remember the fucking Gallagher logo? Like the Gallagher
The
logo.
fucking Gallagher logo.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
they TikTok
That was
it. Right? They TikTok
It was like a year.
Never
It was like
mind.
half a year.
Yeah, it was like
It was like half a year. Half a year,
Yeah,
no?
it was terrible.
If you're gonna rebrand, fucking rebrand. Don't do that shit.
I don't think
Fucking Chicago Gallagher.
It felt like a few weeks, right?
Yeah, it was like a few weeks, bro, and then they switched it back.
So-
So they made like a somewhat new logo.
Yeah,
They're like, oh, just kidding.
yeah, that see, so that's like there's right there the clear evidence that they don't know what they're doing out there. And then, so my question to Guti is another thing that's important is the fan experience, right? I personally haven't been there.
Mm.
Guti was there last year. Did you like get to see any of it, like the pregame, and how was like the ambiance? How was like the entertainment before and halftime?
I've been there. I've been there twice already. I don't see. I feel like I don't really see any of like the previews or anything like that because half the time I got there late. We did drive around the stadium for a bit. And all it's just people just straight out walking in. There's nothing really. There's no really like no activities outside.
Wasn't it pouring that day as well?
It wasn't pouring. It was rain. It wasn't like pouring. It was raining.
It's raining. Who wants to party outside when it's
The cities
raining?
like that are used
No,
to
but
shit
so
like
here's
that.
the
Yeah,
thing.
you
So
gotta
I
be
went-
used to it.
So when I went in 2022, which was 2 years ago,
3 years ago now.
I don't know,
Damn.
2 years ago. Either way, it was the same thing. There was like nearly no activities going on. Like people were just walking in, and I think the only thing they had was like their supporter group, which their supporter group, like their tailgate is not even that big. Their tailgate is literally in a parking lot, like in their like parking structure, in Soldier Field. They don't really. I think when I saw them in like last year, they were just in a small group. They weren't really doing much. They didn't really have anything. It was just I feel like I feel like when we went over there, we were I don't want to sound like I'm biased or anything, but I feel like we were just
You are.
completely louder than them.
It's okay to be biased, just so you know.
Yeah.
You can go from like a sad like kind of like a little boring what's it called atmosphere
Yeah.
compared to like what we deal with every week, every now and then at the day. And it was depressing. Like all you hear is like the drums and all that, and then it's literally not really that special. People are show up and they're there. They have fun, but it's like it's not great. And I don't know what they were thinking. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't know what the hell they were thinking from relocating from. I think it was like Toyota Park or Toyota Field. One of the two. They relocated from there to the city because even then, like they still don't fill up Soldier Field. It's just depressing. Even when they
Is there
it's only for like what against Miami or something, bro. It's nothing special.
is there a soccer community there to begin with?
I mean, there has to be, but they can't. They can't.
Yeah,
They,
no, there
that's the thing.
is.
They can't tap into it. And what I wanted to ask him that question because it's all the experience is also important, right? Like I've converted a bunch of Galaxy fans, right? And you take them, and it's an easy sell. Even when I got these fans when the team was bad, right?
Because they don't have an Eddie, duh.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Hey, for
probably.
hire, baby. Let's go.
For hire.
Yeah, spend your PP money over here, Chicago. Anyways, yeah, but it's
I don't know. I think Chicago sports overall is pretty sad. I don't think any of their teams are really that.
Well, that's kind of what I was
Yeah,
trying to
'cause
allude
I
to.
think
Like,
one of the prime examples. And I'm sorry for being off topic. Look at the Chicago White Sox. They were horrible last season. You know, they went probably had one of the worst records of all of like Major League
Ah,
Baseball, bro. And it's like,
I will, and that's I will go off that. So I forgot I've been to Chicago, so I actually went. I went to a White Sox game, and that was a dope ass experience. Right, that was an experience. Like if I don't like baseball, right? Sorry guys, sorry Dodger fans,
Yeah.
but like even the experience at Dodger Stadium is whatever. Like, but like the experience going to Chicago to a White Sox, right? Yeah. No, I didn't
The
go to
White
White Sox.
Sox
you
or the
went to the Cubs
Cubs?
game.
I went
Which
to
did
a
you go
Cubs
To
game.
the
to?
Yeah, I went to
cup,
a Cubs
dude.
game. All right,
Ah,
Cubs.
see, it's
Yeah,
different.
So I went to. The point is, it still makes the same point though. Going to the Cubs game, took the train there, and these are right in front. Like there's all these like bars and already atmosphere when you get there outside, dude. Outside, people vibing, having fun. There's like a little right outside the stadium in front. There's like a fan center type thing where you can hang out, and they just got shit to
Tied.
do, bro. Like it's dope, and that's an easy to me. That's an easy sell, and that's important for to engage the fans and to convert new fans, right? Because you remember that experience. Imagine like going like to your first soccer game, right? And then it's the Chicago Fire, and it's like I get there, it's like sad. These fools look like drug addicts hanging out in the parking structure, quote unquote tailgating, and then I just walk in and there's like muffled fucking PA systems, and there's just no atmosphere. Like I'm not gonna come back.
So and I mean, and in all honesty, it doesn't even the stadium around the stadium doesn't even have to have a lot of shit going on, to be honest. Um, like it's just probably a bad town for soccer, right? Because well, I'll put this example, Eddie, in
Well,
Nashville.
that's kind.
The
That's
the
what I was
stadium
thinking
doesn't have
too.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
the stadium doesn't have shit. It's up on a hill and there's nothing around.
Hmm.
Like there's one bar that fits like 20 people. That's it. Like there really isn't anything
In
around there. There's
Nashville,
They
nothing.
still
Yeah.
fill it up.
No, no,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's the thing. There's nothing really around. You have to go back to kind of the city to get back to
No,
the
but see, oh
stadium.
no, okay, I'll counter that too, though. But just the experience, again, back to the experience. Remember, we just didn't make it, but they had a fucking lucha event, Cosmo versus their Dash or whatever the hell the event was. No, Dash is Houston, right? But whatever their mascot is,
Right,
they were
right, but
doing
guitar,
that's
so they
guitar.
have they have things like that, right? They have an experience for
right,
fans
but that's
to
what I'm saying. Like it doesn't even have to be in this
yeah,
like around the stadium where you do a lot of stuff.
yeah,
There
just
just has to be an
something,
environment of
yeah.
people wanting to like hang out for the team.
Damn. Well, hey, boys. Chewy, how we doing on the? Hey, we need more super chats. There's one right there. We're gonna buy the
Super
Chicago
chat.
Fire. We're gonna make this
There it is.
harder.
One more and we buy the fire. Let's go.
Yeah, come on. Fun to buy the fire. All right.
Go for it, Eddie.
I'll give it to Edgar, but he doesn't want to take it. All right, whatever, Edgar. I'll do it then. He's muted.
Oh, okay, go for
I
it.
couldn't hear you guys because Williams was shouting, so I couldn't hear what you said, Eddie.
Oh, go for
If
it.
you wanted to take the super chat,
Okay, Adam, $5 super chat says, "What do you guys think? Oh, the Galaxy having four goalkeepers, and I noticed Samaleta isn't on the roster for preseason. Any thoughts on Samaleta?
well,
We
first
already
off, Adam,
addressed the
thanks for the
goalkeeper
hold on,
thing,
hold on, hold on.
but
Thanks for the $5. I'm very disappointed that you're late. Your question proves that you're late.
go.
Go ahead, Edgar.
No, you tackle this one, Eddie.
No, go ahead. I just had to make that joke.
Oh no, we already addressed the thing about the four goalkeepers. The fact, I mean, I said that I think that it's good to have depth because they're going to be playing so many different tournaments, especially early in the season with the Champions Cup. So having those different movable pieces around, it's going to make sure that people stay fresh and trying to see what works. And it also it's an opportunity to let McCarthy know that hey man, you can't just sit there and rest on your laurels, right? Mikovic has been noisy about wanting to be the next goalkeeper, and now you have JT Marszakowski who's trying to come back, and maybe he has a chip on his shoulder. We talked about how important it is for players to come in with something to prove, and then also you have Brady Scott who's like, hey, don't forget about me, right? So you have four guys. I say, hey, like in Godzilla, let them
what if,
fight.
what if we pull what we did last season?
And
And
I didn't.
Williams, what do you
I
want to say
didn't
about
even know.
Samaleta?
I didn't even know Brady Scott was a thing. So how can I remember him? How can I forget him?
It sounds like a default name, right? I'm a creative player. His default name is
Yeah,
Brady Scott.
basically.
What if we
Well, I mean,
Uh,
Zabaleta, bro. Zabaleta. What do we feel about Zabaleta?
Nepo, baby.
Honestly, he's just if he's cheap, I'll take him, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I
I don't
mean,
know how
he's
you
always
guys
gonna
feel.
be
Hold
cheap,
on, I'll put
and
something.
I think
I'll
they
put
haven't
something out
renewed
there.
his contract, so that's why there's no.
Yeah,
There's no
but he
big-
was one of the cheaper center backs
But
in the league, I
let me
think.
let me put something out there though, right? Okay, that's cool. Cheaper league. He's not. He doesn't give
He's
you
a
much,
filler.
right?
He's a roster
Yeah,
filler,
he doesn't give you
basically.
much, but he came bad season. You have a different sale now, right? We have Will Kuntz, right? Great front office. They can now sell you that you want to come to an MLS Cup winning team. You know, you want a shot at winning that cup. Try to get someone that's maybe a little better than Zabaleta that might be a veteran for the same price.
Yeah, like what is
Ah,
that guy that
but
Willis mentioned?
he's also the captain in the locker room. Remember that. All the
Wait,
people
what
love
guy
him.
you
Eh,
They
mentioned?
love
You
him.
said
They
Willis?
love him, bro. For whatever reason, they love him.
apparently, he does really good zucchini casseroles. That's why.
Zucchini.
Well, I
Willis.
don't know,
Surquines?
but hey, they love him in the locker room. So maybe that's one of the reasons why they want to sign him again.
Willis, who was that guy who you mentioned earlier? Who was a free agent?
Jonathan Mensah.
There you go.
Yeah.
What if he takes it?
What if he takes a spot? I think that
I'll
would be
take that
awesome.
for sure.
Guess what? He used to play for Columbus too.
Oh,
Right?
you'll take
Yep.
maybe.
See, case in point. What if that works out somehow?
Yeah, what if
True,
they're working
true.
on something else where Samaleta is like the last option because
Hey, and
gonna
Zabaleta
be
can
there.
always come kick it, bro. It's all good.
Yeah,
For
He
just
should come
don't
to the Riot Squad.
don't eat pupusas. That's all. Don't give him pupusas. That's it, and we're
I don't even
good.
know. I feel like that fool doesn't even know what a pupusa is.
He found out that day that he got the fork.
He ate it like a taco and shit, and le puso cortillo or no nothing, bro. He just like, who the fuck eats it like that, bro?
me.
It's called a putaco.
Hey, what'd you call me? Goddamn, relax, bro.
Hey, you know what's a good question, dude? I wonder if Mavinga's still on contract. Because
I
I
think
remember
they
last
took-
year he
Oh,
was.
I think
Oh, I
they,
remember
no,
talking or something.
he's on a list. He's on the free agent list right now. He's on the free agent
Oh,
list.
okay. 'Cause last year
Yeah.
he was there
Hey,
all
hey.
season long, man.
Here's the guy we've been looking for.
Well, like, it's like, what if we pull with the goalkeepers that we did last year?
what?
Last
What do you
year.
say?
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the whole keeper thing, like the situation with the keepers. When we have 4 keepers, what did we pull? We did last year. Last year we had Pond, I think in the preseason.
but valiste verga cuando ladra.
No, but Bond was
yeah.
he was on the book, but he wasn't anymore on the roster, right?
Yeah, he like we bought out his contract and he left after that. What if we do that to Pond? What if we end up doing that with McCarthy?
Nah, I think there's a value in trading him.
Yeah, McCarthy's a two-time
True.
MLS club champ. So.
And don't you forget it.
I already forgot because he's the next level. As soon as he leaves, he's dead to me again.
Pretty much.
Ese es mi Eddie.
You say that, but at the end of the day,
Ese
he
es mi
still won a
gallo.
cup with us. So valió madre.
Nah. It's like once a G, good looking out, fool. That's what he's. That's
He's in all the pictures.
What's the G? Thanks.
Thank you.
That's messed up, Eddie. That's
Is
fucked
it?
up.
Is it?
That's your MVP. Treat him like that. That's fucked up.
You can't wash that stench off of him, bro. Sorry. You know?
Been telling you that.
Oh, shit.
Nah, but you know what though? I like him for now. He's still on our team. He's still our starting goalkeeper. I feel so.
He's fairly cheap enough.
All right,
Yeah.
so right now, biggest winner. It's looking like it's San Jose, right? I think another one right now that's looking like it for me is Atlanta, right? It's gonna be very interesting what Atlanta does with Admiral and I forget the name of the other guy. I'm trying to pull it up. I know they're rumored to another big player.
What about Seattle, man? Seattle came
Oh
up big as well, man.
Yeah,
Seattle's
yeah.
making that push for the Champions Cup as well.
Yeah.
Oh
bro.
man,
I
another
think
big.
this,
Sorry, good.
I think this is the last hurrah before they really go forth and do like the whole rebuild that they've been talking about.
I agree.
So
I
they're like,
agree,
let's do
'cause-
this.
But the thing is,
They're aging players.
Spenny pointed out, dude, they were injured last year. they're getting new players. They're getting players back, and they were only one goal away from being an MLS Cup, right? And it was a tight game. So Seattle's one to watch. That Seattle's definitely one. They might be a big winner too. I forgot about them. Oh, by the way, Orlando Popper, you don't like the isotopes? There's another proof. Remember, they wanted to move him to Albuquerque, and Springfield saved the isotopes, so
That's good.
it's not impossible.
Hey Eddie, are we gonna talk about
Anything is
the guy from
possible.
Peru?
Yeah, yeah, we'll get to that next. And so we're talking
Rumors.
about winners. We obviously are the defending MLS Cup champs, and we're doing what we can here to defend that crown. Obviously, we're going to be a little handicapped with out Ricky Puig for I think a big chunk of the season, most of the season,
Yeah.
and there's a couple rumors going around. Edgar mentioned the Peruvian winger, Jao Grimaldo, and supposedly Galaxy and San Diego are both interested in this guy. This was kind of late breaking news from Edgar to us. So, Edgar, if you want to touch on that one a little bit more, because this is honestly, I've been running around, and honestly, this is a little,
Breaking
yeah,
news.
a little new to me.
Okay. Yeah, the rumor floating around is a 21-year-old Peruvian right winger Joao Grimaldo or Joao. Yeah, supposedly, like you said, Galaxy, San Diego FC are interested in obtaining him. He's currently playing for Serbian Super League club FK Partizan, and then he previously played for Sporting Cristal in Peru. But he's been unable to find any playing time in Partizan. The last time he played was 8 minutes as a sub on November 24th, and since there, he's not even been on the starting, he's not even been on the roster for matches. So that, like, he's just there, just
Yeah,
wasting away. So somebody who could maybe he made the jump too early. He was only, like I said, he's only 21, and then opportunity to come to MLS and get a little bit of seasoning before he takes that leap again. When I was looking him up, I noticed some of the comments, people below. Some Peruvian fans were saying, "What would we do without MLS?" So, goes to
yeah.
show how important the MLS has become for those young South Americans.
Yeah. Look at Roy
Yeah,
Diaz.
bro. Let's do it. Let's add calzo to the menu, lomo saltado to the
Con
menu
todo,
también.
papá.
And to put a cap around that, take this rumor with a grain of salt. Stop? No, keep going. Damn.
Oh my god. So another rumor. It looks like it's more concrete than the Peruvian winger is Lucas Sanabria. Sanabria. Sanabria.
Sanabria?
Sanabria. There you go. I'm busting the spelling, fucking up the last names here. So there's rumors coming out from I don't even know where he's from. Good one, Eddie. Good
Uruguay, I
one.
think.
Uruguay. That it's done, right? Like it's all but done. Just
But
things have to
do
be
you think
made
it
official.
is? You think it is us or the other team?
No, but no. Will Kuntz's record. This is the guy Will Kuntz wants.
This is definitely
Oh,
LA Galaxy.
Yeah. Will
Trust me.
Kuntz wants this guy. He's made it. You know, like 50 Cent kid said, like a fat kid loves cake. He wants this
I'm not lucky.
so this, I think we talked about him a little bit because he is a center mid, right? If I'm not mistaken, and we're not going to replace Ricky. We're just finding a solution. And if
yeah.
if
Mhm.
if Kuntz wants this guy that bad, then we need this guy, right? This is going to be the guy that's going to help us plug that hole while Ricky's out.
Yeah.
And the numbers that are coming out right now is 5 million US, and I believe they hold on to 20% of any like future sales.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
a big fee.
it is. So I mean, Kuntz has done good so far, but that fee is in the outer
Yeah.
range. So
I mean, I like it. I like it. I like the move. I like we're making the right moves. We're not, rushing into things. This is the way. This is the Kuntz way.
and again, we like you said, I trust Kuntz. You trust Kuntz. Everybody trusts Kuntz. So
I Kuntz, you Kuntz, we all Kuntz.
So I'm gonna leave you guys with this question. Oh, actually, before we take this last question from you guys, I'm gonna ask the question on Instagram. Edgar, in the meanwhile, do you want to mention what the Galaxy and all the other LA sports teams are doing, if you don't mind, while I pull up the questions?
Yeah, Galaxy joined a bunch of other LA area sports teams to donate money. It was $8 million between all of them, and then players from joined the Dodgers, Kings, Lakers, and Sparks to distribute items to victims of the fires at Dodger Stadium this past Friday, which was a really kind gesture. And this is where like some of the that's what you heard Chewy and Eddie talking about how like, hey, Maya Yoshida was there, signing autographs, taking photos, handing out gear to fire victims, and people are like, hey, welcome back, and he's like, yeah. But yeah, really nice of them to do that. I know LA Galaxy has been running a drive for a while now to try to get items and supplies to some of the victims for both Altadena and the Palisades fire. So just like we said last week, this is something that's going to be ongoing for a long time. So please do not let it get out of your conscious thoughts, because yeah, the fires might be all but put out at this point, but the reconstruction, and not just of the physical aspect of the buildings, but everything else along with it, the families and everything that they're gonna have to go through, to get their lives back together, is gonna take a long time. So help out as much as you can, whether it's donations at this point, and also volunteering your time, because there's a lot of good people out there doing their best. Eddie.
All right, thank you, sir. And we also are good friends over at Mischievous Pins. They do like the Simpsons inspired pins and other Galaxy like the spinner pins. Did put up somewhere where you can help. We shared that as well. So if you're looking somewhere where if you want to help and you're looking for somewhere you can help at, just look at our stories and you'll see it there. It should be like not the latest, actually, the first story put up today, or hit us up as always, and we'll give you that information. As far as the questions go, we actually only got one from Logan Jones. Why so many goalies? McCarthy out? I hope not. So we kind of touched on that already. I hope not. I'm okay with it. I think we kind of were there. I'm okay with it. We're not gonna panic if all of a sudden McCarthy gets traded and we get
True.
gam money or whatever.
No, it's real money now.
Oh yeah, it's real money. Here's
Let's
20
go.
bucks.
Here's
Philly, here's that $700 extra we had lying around.
Well, to be fair, I also wouldn't mind him coming back. So hey,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
either
it
or.
isn't the end of the world if he does or doesn't. Right.
Exactly.
Well, whatever. Moving on. So I'm gonna leave you guys with this last question, and then just really think about this one, right? And
let
we
it
will
simmer. Let it simmer.
go, and then we'll go home after this. And something we didn't mention either, and I'll make it part of this question. We're doing these signings. We don't have Ricky Pooch for most of the season. Defending champs, you in a perfect world, we would go back to back. It would be that easy because our team is the best in the league. That's not the case in MLS. We've already started to lose players, and there's questions up in the air. Like the one I was going to add right now, we didn't talk about. Dejan Jovic is on a contract year, right? What does the guy want? Does he want to go? Does he want to stay? Does he want Europe? Does he want DP money? What does he want? So my question to you guys is, you could take that into consideration as well. What do you guys think this team needs most going into this next season?
uh, Go ahead, Willis.
What does this team need the most? I think consistency and depth, as Edgar had mentioned, which we are acquiring. As long as they're consistent and stay playing the way that they were playing last year, I see no reason why they can't make a playoff push and get to the final again, because we are the champions at this point. We are defending champs. If we play the way we played in those last couple games in the playoffs throughout the year, there's no reason why we shouldn't make minimum the playoffs and go deep into the playoff and make a championship run. Uh, for as far as Dejan Joveljic, that's an interesting one that you bring up, because he also just didn't he just have a kid? So
Well,
that
it's
might be
gonna.
something
It's
that,
gonna-
yeah, that's something that might be on his mind throughout this contract year as well. So I think in his mind, probably, at least if I was in his shoes, the most important thing that would be coming through my mind would be the World Cup coming up and me having consistent playing time. And I feel the way he's going to get that consistent playing time is going to be staying here in LA. Well, I'm not in LA, but you know what I mean.
let me ask you a question then, Wes. Second to that, he's having a kid. World Cup. He needs to guarantee that bag too, right? But the
Yeah.
Galaxy also has to be careful. So let me give you a scenario where it's like his contract's gonna run out, and he wants to play it out, right?
Ooh.
What do you do? That's that's someone that can be
Sheesh.
sold even within the league now.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
So I if that's
They
known,
you
if
Uno
that's
reversed me. Nice.
yeah. that,
Nice.
that's to me is if he says that's not good business for the Galaxy. If they was like, well, I want to play it out and I'll decide in the winter. I think the Galaxy has to be like, well, we got to know now, or we need
Mm,
to get our money.
to be fair, in history, a lot of the players prefer to have everything locked down before going into that expiring contract, just because of security. You never know what can happen, injuries, stuff like that. So I feel he's gonna want to lock it down as well for the same reason. Like you said, he's starting his family, wants to get that playing time. But yeah, I mean, there's been a couple players, not just in MLS, but in other sports, basketball, football, that bet on themselves and actually end up, reaping the benefits of their risk taking. So
Fortunately, this
who
isn't the
knows?
NBA, bro. It's not going to work that way. Edgar, what do you think we need? And if you want to give your thoughts on Dayon as well,
Yeah, I'll keep it short with Dayon. I just feel like with the World Cup coming up, uh, he has a very good opportunity to show a resume to the Serbian national team that hey, I have experience playing in the states. I'm not saying I'm not guaranteeing that Serbia is going to be in the World Cup, but with the expanded World Cup, so many more teams are going to get in. Serbia, they're not a bad team, so there's a good chance they're getting in, right? And at one point, we saw when Dejan was playing really well, he was a part of that Serbian team. They even gave him a captain's armband for one match. Um, so he's gonna wanna. I think he's gonna wanna stay here in the U.S. With Galaxy. Who knows? That's a good question because maybe he's gonna wanna go somewhere where he thinks he has a shot at winning MLS Cup, and maybe he feels like LA Galaxy won it this year, and maybe it's not gonna happen again. So where could he go?
Chicago.
Um, that's a good question. You never know. He might go to Chicago. Um, but as far as what this team needs, um, I think the team needs to just solidify that midfield. Make sure that they have people there that can fill that void left by Ricky Puig. We talked about so long about all the stuff that Ricky Puig needed to work on. We criticized him a lot, but all the while, Ricky Puig was actually evolving and maturing into a really solid, not just MLS player, but just player in general. And like I mentioned it several times, like we're watching this guy evolve before our eyes, and it doesn't come without hiccups, right? But in the end, in his final form, he went down. He got with injury. But now the point is, how do you fill that void, right? So you have the guys that are already on the team that we know can do it, but one of them is gone. Fagundes is gone. I'm sorry, not Fagundes. My God,
Brugman.
uh, Brugman is gone. So now it's up to Fagundes and maybe Cerrillo and who you else to bring in, right? Maybe Sanabria is the guy. Um, so we'll see. Sanabria is like, yeah, we don't know anything about him other than than what we heard, the statistics and some of the videos we've seen. So, but we really don't know how he's going to do well with the team until he actually is here and we see him performing.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think that's the most important thing. But I want to also point out something to fans is I remember a year ago we were just hoping that LA Galaxy would be in the playoff picture, and we had nobody had any idea how the season was going to end. I feel like a lot of people are going to have really, really high expectations, and it's going to be very difficult for the team to meet those expectations.
Yeah.
The important thing for this club to do is to not regress. I'm not saying go ahead and fight for another MLS Cup. I'm I feel like making it to maybe second round of the playoffs would be considered a plus, considering they're coming off a long season, right? Where they were all the way to the MLS Cup, um, and repeating is difficult enough. But being competitive, so that way they can remain that way for years to come, is important. I think they're going to regress a little because especially the West is going to be tougher.
Yeah.
But look at how much time they're going to have between matches. By the way, I was going to point this out at the end, but MLS Cup was on December 7th. The next match is next Monday, not this Monday, but the following Monday. I did the math between those days. It's 51 days. That
Jesus.
equates to about 7 weeks. So, not
That's
a
why
lot
it's
of
hard to
time. I
repeat,
mean,
though. That's why it's hard to repeat.
yeah, I mean, right now I'm hoping Joseph Painter's in a Bacta tank somewhere. They're just keeping him on lockdown, singing his blessings, and everyone else is just resting, relaxing. But at the same time, you can't rest and relax too much, right? Because you got to get back into form. You got to get back into that grind. And how many guys are going to be hungry for that after they won the cup? Are they going to have that same hunger this coming season?
Yeah.
What do you think, Eddie?
No, it's right. Everything you said. I think it's hard not to see this team regress when the thing you did last season was win MLS Cup, and now you're going in handicap and with the pack schedule. Right, we exceeded all expectations last season, and yeah, we're gonna regress. But again, as long as we're not crashing out of places, you see that it's still we're still on the right track. We're still contenders, still in the discussion about winning MLS Cup. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. It's a hard pill to swallow, but that's just the reality of sports, right? Repeating is very, very difficult. As far as what we need, I'm go back to the Yoshida talk, right? I'm starting to feel that maybe we should start looking somewhere there. We can go ahead and not sign Sabaleta or anybody else for now, and wait for the summer. Wait for the summer, see who's available, who might be interested in coming. Right? We have to consider the World Cup year coming up. Spetty mentioned that people may want to come. I sometimes feel like people that are, in a stable situation might not want to move, but I may be wrong because it's here. I didn't consider the fact that the World Cup is here in the U.S. So I think it's in the back where we need to solidify and what we need the most. We have to be prepared for Yoshida and what's gonna happen to them legs as we approach 38 in the next couple years. Ah, and to answer Spenny's question, MLS back to back or Concacaf, I'll take it.
Ooh,
But
it's kind of hard to say no to back, though.
yeah, but I want that Champions League. I want it. If it's one or the other, I want the Champions
You
Cup,
want that
whatever.
Champions League and a
Fair
chance to
enough.
be in the
Fair
Club
enough.
World Cup.
Yeah,
Fair
and
enough.
yeah, I mean that's it for me. That's what we need. And I touched on Dayon. I think Dayon is a need to feel him out. Don't If he's not sure and he's not ready to sign, man, I would hate to lose him in the summer as well as a transfer because then that's also something you have to figure out. Halfway through the season.
In the summer, dang.
Yeah, yeah. So I would rather have that decision be made now and know what we're gonna go in with.
I think
That
that
thing,
decision is going to be made soon. I
yeah,
feel.
yeah. I agree. I think the way we do business now, it's either the next thing we hear about Dayon is like Dayon has been sold or Dayon has
Yeah.
resigned.
Yeah,
So,
because knowing Coons, he probably already has 3, 4 people in his bag. Like, all right, just in case he leaves, we already
yeah,
got somebody to pick out that I need.
yeah.
But I'm sure he wants a heads up just so he can plan all his little moves, his little margin, his little
His
fake
3D
monopoly money,
his 3D
everything.
chess.
Yeah, so I think it'll happen soon. I feel
Cool.
it's gonna happen soon.
Cool. All right. Well, to quote Brian, all right, boys, we're coming to the end of the show here. Do you guys have anything else before we move on?
Yeah, guys, MLS is back, man. Last night, Inter Miami played against Club America in Vegas. It was weird. Vegas is, watching sports in Vegas must be really weird because you got everybody from everywhere there,
We
and I'm
done
sure
it.
everybody from everywhere was cheering for Inter Miami, and then you have the Club America fans in there, and if
That's
you haven't seen
cool.
the highlights, man, the Inter Miami goalkeeper made such a horrible goalkeeping blunder at one point, and Club America almost won the match, and then one of the Inter Miami's youngest players came in, scored a tying goal
Horrible.
at the death,
Oh,
right? And then
horrible.
they went to penalties, and Inter Miami won. Uh,
Nice.
it's
I don't like
three.
the way the last penalty was kicked. I think that should have been
Oh yeah,
that
he
should have
did
been a
like a
scratch.
skip, a hop, and then like a little
He's
slowdown, and it's
yeah,
like
he
too
stopped.
much, dude.
No, I've always said it. If you
Did it
stop or if
work?
you
Did it work?
nah,
Exactly.
but to me it's like, hey, if the goalkeeper isn't allowed to get off his line, then the runner should not be allowed to stop or slow down.
Facts.
It's
You
you
stop
keep
early.
your
I
momentum that
agree.
you're going to kick the ball. At the moment you juke or you do something to like make him believe you stopped, nah, that doesn't count. You scratch and it's your foul. Because then
Nah, I
the
disagree.
goalkeeper, it's harder for the goalkeeper to do anything at that point.
I
If you
agree.
stop in the middle of your run, you already fucked over the goalkeeper and you have a better chance. Nah, then the goalkeeper should be allowed to come out of his line.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
in baseball. Once a pitcher starts their windup, they gotta go all the way.
Yeah.
Or go back to how we had it before with MLS. I liked
Okay.
them. They were not bad.
Shootouts? I'm down. Let's
Last
go.
last question. Last question, guys. I just
I
need
thought the other one
I
was the
just
last
need a
question.
name. Oh,
Super
actually,
chat.
all right. All right. Two more
Ooh,
questions.
right
I
at the
guess.
end. Let's go.
Hit us, Chewy.
Hit us, Chewy. All right, go for it, Eddie.
Do you guys think Nelson and McCarthy will be starters alongside Yoshida and Garces? And thoughts if we need a center back depth? I just talked about center backs. I do think we need at least another one, whether it's going to be a depth piece or a preparation to move on from Yoshida. And then, do we think Nelson and McCarthy will start?
Ooh.
I don't know. I mean, you would like we said. I think last week you would want Aldo to be the starter, right? Because he's younger, and that just means he got better and he earned his spot back.
But
True.
yeah, Alden needs to earn that spot back.
Yeah, yeah, no, don't give it to him. I'm saying
Yeah.
it's a good thing we start. You want him to start.
Yeah,
I
But do you
right now
think?
it's
Do you think
right now
Nelson
it's still
starts?
Nelson's.
I think he starts. Yeah,
It's
I think Nelson
Nelson's.
starts.
It's Nelson's spot for him to lose.
Ha
all right. So here's the last question, boys. I just need a name. I just need a name. Who is? It's gonna get really nerdy because we're entering that season.
Who's winning the
Edgar?
Royal Rumble?
Who's winning
Right
the
back.
Royal Rumble?
I knew you were gonna ask that, man. I wouldn't be surprised if it's John Cena, but
Nah.
I also wouldn't be surprised if we get to number 30 and all of a sudden here, dun, dun,
Oh my god, bro!
and then yeah,
And I have a big feeling that that's what's gonna happen.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Who you got, Guti? Who do you got, Guti?
Man,
Come Royal Rumble, all 30 men are gonna know what it's like. I forgot to talk already. CM Punk.
Weak.
Ooh.
Weak, just like him.
I was gonna say, come
Uh,
Royal Rumble,
that-
your arms will be too short to box with God.
See, Chicago can't even get
Ooh.
that right. Willis, who do you got, bro?
I am like Edgar said. I think, like I said before, I think it's gonna be that guy that I don't not much of a fan of. No,
Oh.
not the guy I can't see. The guy I hate to see. I think is gonna be Brock Lesnar.
Oh wow,
Oh,
interesting.
hell no. Oh, my God.
Chewy.
What's his name? Fuck, I had. Damn it.
Drew McIntyre?
No, the guy, the Taz looking fool.
You mean Braun Breaker?
No,
There we go. Yeah,
Prom
That's
breaker.
Big-
That's a good one.
we got Big
wait.
E. We got the Hurricane on the chat
The
too.
hurricane.
Let's go.
There's a hurricane coming through.
All right.
Wait,
There's no,
Yeah, Braun Breaker. Yeah,
yeah.
that's who it is.
There's only one right answer, guys.
You mean Miguel Berry, dude?
Oh,
Hey.
Jesus.
I love
Oh,
it.
man.
That's
No. But yeah, all fun and games. It'll get a little nerdy as we enter WrestleMania season.
Royal
If you're
Rumble.
new here,
Let's
so be
go.
prepared. Just put up with us for a little bit.
Two more weeks.
Yeah. So thank you guys, everyone, for tuning in. There's been another episode of News Across the Galaxy. If you want to find me, follow PZZL dot peace. We'll be back soon with some other merch. We got some stuff in line. Just life got a little busy. Willis, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, not TikTok, since it was banned for whatever reason.
It's back.
You can find me. Oh, it's back. Well, I'm still not there. Anyways, you
Wait,
can find me as Will I Am a Realtor, where I talk things other than Galaxy. Edgar.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky as Edgar Nags. And as always, Wu Tang for life.
Let's
Eddie.
go.
Or Chewy.
no. Guti. You know how this goes. Guti.
The Royal Rumble in 2 weeks.
There you go.
Nice.
All right, Chewy. Where can we find you, good sir?
You guys can find me on all my social media as Travis J, Travis Ha. Pretty easy, pretty simple to find.
Yeah, he did it,
Yeah, there we go.
guys.
He did
Thank
the
you guys
thing.
again for tuning in. If you guys want us to talk about any kind of topics, things are gonna slowly pick up, but we need sometimes we need some stuff to talk about to keep this going. We did an hour and 20 somehow today, but sometimes we can't even do 20 minutes. So thank you guys everyone for Willis, Edgar, Chewy, Booty. We won't get up out of here. Till next time.
Keep on nagging. Let's go.
Keep
Okay.
Pero
on
miedo.
nagging.